Hey guys, this is Chris from Critters Rehatched, and welcome back to 31 Krites of Halloween. Today I'll be counting down the top 5 moments from Critters 2. So let's go ahead and get started here today. We have number 5, the TV version. That's right, a second alternate cut of this film exists. It's extremely hard to find, and usually the quality of it is extremely bad. I have posted it up on the Critters Rehatched YouTube channel, which you can watch it there. Permission from Warner Brothers to do that, so it's there for you. You guys can watch it anytime you want to. It's not the good quality, but it's still there. The alternate version was created for television, and it aired a lot during the early 90s and throughout the 90s and stuff. It aired a lot. I used to watch it all the time on TV. Never thought about recording it for some reason. I wish I would have, because I would love to have a better version of this. But there's all kinds of different alternate scenes, alternate takes, and just stuff that you haven't seen at all. Not really critter effects. There's just a few of those, but it's just alternate scenes that are really adjusted. And it's edited for TV, so there's not the nudity sequence. There's no language or stuff in it, but it's still really cool to have another version of this movie out there for us to watch. I wish it was just better than what it is, but there's just so many different alternate scenes in this movie. There's a scene where Brad is riding in the car with the character of Megan Morgan, and they just have a little bit more dialogue and stuff. There's some scenes at the end with Brad and Megan talking about relationships. There's some scenes where the kids go Easter egg hunting, a little bit more detailed. Scenes where the scene where Quigley's dog is with him and stuff. There's an extra scene where the dog is actually going in and snooping out the critter eggs and gets attacked and killed. There's a lot of cool stuff that's added extra in there that you just don't see in the original movie, and that's why this is essential to make a top 5 list. So let's move on. Number 4, the Hungry Heifer. The Hungry Heifer is a restaurant created in the universe of Critters. It's not an actual restaurant in real life, but it does give this kind of like feel to like this small town. Like it's named after somebody like just went ahead and they said, I want to open up my own business here in town, and I'm going to make it a gimmicky restaurant. And it's just the essential gimmicky restaurant for a small town. It feels that way, and I would love to eat there. If it was in my town, I would definitely go there like every day and eat, buffalo chips, moo shakes. It's awesome, and I love it. And I guarantee you, my idea for Krite bites, chocolate covered little balls, and they're just Krite bites that people would love them. I could open up my own restaurant, couldn't I? But the Hungry Heifer is just an essential part of the movie, because everybody remembers the sequence where the bounty hunters go into the Hungry Heifer and shoot all the critters and stuff. It just makes for an awesome sequence and just an awesome addition to the movie. So let's move on. Number 3, Sheriff Harv returns. That's right, guys. Sheriff Harv is in Critters 1 and Critters 2. But in the first movie, he's more kind of like a little bit scared and a little bit laid back. He's really confused because he doesn't understand what's going on in the movie, with the aliens and the bounty hunters. He has no clue what's going on, so he's a little bit scared and hesitant about things. He still tries a lot, but he's definitely very, very confused. In the second movie, he seems to be more of a coward. He's running from all of his problems and everything that's happened from the first movie and in between the first movie. But he does return. He comes back, and he kicks ass. The first thing he does is he saves Brad and a little girl from the critter attack. He then goes and gathers a town for a lynch mob, and he locks them in the church. He organizes them, and he gets them to go and hunt these critters down. He's not really successful, but if it wasn't for Brad, then I don't think he would have really survived. But it was his idea that kind of got everybody together and to start working together to kill these things. And he's awesome in this one. He's blunt, he's straight to the point, and he deserves to make this top list. Number 2, more critters. If you took all the critters from Critters 1, Critters 3, and Critters 4 and put them together, it still wouldn't even be half the critters that are located in this movie. This one has hundreds and hundreds of critters in the film. All over the entire town is just covered with critters. There's even the sequence where the critters are gathering at night, where Brad says almost like a critter convention or something. And there's just like hundreds of critters just like rolling in and rolling in and rolling in. And that itself is awesome, because you get to see a lot of different types of critters, smaller critters, bigger critters, and they all do a lot more stuff. Some of them are rolling around, some of them are chewing on things, some of them are like breaking electrical lights, and it's awesome to have so many different critters throughout the entire movie, and I love that. That's all I want, is just an entire movie dedicated to the effects of critters montage. Number 1, Giant Critter Ball. Everybody always remembers the entire critter ball, giant critter ball sequence to the end of this movie. It's one of the main things that they remember about this film. Every time you mention critters, most people's memory is, oh, the giant critter ball. That's the one thing. I even have the giant critter ball tattooed on my leg. I'll even show you a picture right here. But it's definitely one of the biggest parts of the franchise. Of course, you have this giant critter ball that forms together. All the critters from the town come together in one massive ball, and they roll around town eating people and trying to attack the church and trying to attack Brad. Luckily, Charlie is there to save the day and kill all the critters at once with his spaceship, but it just makes for an awesome time. I remember watching this for the first time and seeing the critter ball like come out of the Polo Burger factory or whatever, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, that is awesome. That is a lot of critters. And then it's starting to chomp at the door. It makes for an awesome sequence, and it's just very, very memorable. The Kyoto brothers did an awesome job with this. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I wish they would have used it more in the sequels. I wish Critters 3 and Critters 4 both had like a giant critter ball sequence, but oh well, maybe we'll get a new movie one day or a TV series one day, and they'll do that, hopefully. But that's it, guys. What is your all's top 5 choices for the best of Critters 2? Do you think my top 5 choices did it justice? What would you change with it? Let me know in the comments down below your top 5 for Critters 2, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.